models of these things, and he was always making things at home, decorations and so on. And he had his own, of course, he had his own wood shop in the home, and he used to call me in and say, "All right, Eric, I want you to hold this piece of wood and stay away from the sawdust." And I said, "But Dad, my friends are out there playing, and I should be with them." "No, you're going to learn here from me." Okay. And so I couldn't help but pick up some knowledge from him. So then when the opportunity came there at the Carroll Center, and I'd already talked over with my wife about changing my line of work, I said, "Hey, they're offering me this position here now, and I'll be working for the Carroll Center full time." And I said, "It's not going to produce too much money, but it'll be a job anyway, and I'll be able to continue with the fencing and so on, learning that." And she said, "Well, go ahead, let's try it." So I got on the Carroll Center staff, and I was there for about 3 or 4 years, and Silvio Vitale decided to retire, and he asked me if I wouldn't mind working with him, and I said, "No, at this time, no, because I've got this job at the Carroll Center." And then he offered the job to Ed Richards, and then Ed Richards, after a couple of years, said he wanted to go out to California, and so he said to me, he said, "Eric, would you be interested in doing this?" So I said, "Well, maybe if I can do it part-time, And so Silvio and Ado Marion both told me I should come and work here, and I agreed with them, and I started off here on a part-time basis.
What year was this?
This was in 1972 or 73, around there.
So you were working, were you the coach of the women's team at that time, or were you?
No, Silvio.
Silvio was going to take over the women's team.
Silvio took over the women's team because he wanted to develop a women's team, and he said, "I'm going to let you be the coach of the men's team."
I see, okay.
And he had 9 guys, and that was it. And he had 3 women. He was teaching foil, and he was also continuing to teach archery at the same time also. So we worked together, and he would come into the fencing room and check out things, and offered to take over some of the lessons. And fine, I was learning from him, and I was continuing to take lessons from Ado Marion too at the same time.
So in this period of time, between the early, I guess late 60s and 70, 72, you came to MIT, you were also learning from Ado and from Silvio how to be a coach.
Correct.
What did you learn from them? What kinds of tips did they give you? What observations you have about their style?
Silvio's fencing was old style, was very classical. Learning how to coach with Silvio Vitale, and as I was saying about Silvio, he taught the fencers how to comport themselves, whether they were winning or losing at all times. And at the same time, I was learning from Ado Marion, and he went at it a different way. His attitude was that you shouldn't give the opponent a chance. And no, you didn't always have to be a gentleman.